So today's video is going to be a lot about what it takes for us to get out of town.
When you're self-employed, sometimes it takes a little bit of extra effort to get things done. Zeb and I had a long list of things, most of which we didn't complete, but we got as much done as possible so that way we could enjoy ourselves in France and business was taken care of while we were gone.
One of the things that didn't get completed was editing this video. So it is the morning before we leave to France and the clock is all painted, sealed up. The glass still needs cleaned, but I'm having to put it back in here. We pulled it out and I've just got these little bitty tiny nails that I'm putting in here. We're just trying to scramble and finish up a few last projects before we head out of town. I'm too scared to use a hammer on this thin little glass, so I'm just pressing them in with the pliers. This is that dresser that we showed on our Saturday night thrift store haul. This is the drawer that got glued up. It's really nice and sturdy now. It sat all day yesterday. And then one of these runners was missing on this drawer, was making it fall back. So I've just got this little piece of wood, just scrap that we had, and I notched the ends. And sorry I didn't film that for you because I was in a hurry and completely spaced it. So that's got some construction adhesive on it. I'm gonna let it sit with the drawer on it in place. That way I know it slides really nice and good, and that'll cure up in about an hour or two and be ready to paint. We had a couple bad windstorms the other day, so this blew over in the wind and ripped some of these wheels out, and that has to be repaired before we take off. We noticed that when we have this out on the front of the shop that it actually works a lot better to bring people in. It's like, hey, we're open, you know, it's this real simple, easy thing. You'd be surprised how well it works, but it does. All right, check that off the list. Now just a couple other things.
All right, I'm using my Palm Pro and Prairie Gray. So next I'm going to take this off because it's going to get sprayed down in the basement. I got most of the tape and goop off in case you saw that on our Saturday Night Live. And this piece is going to get a fresh coat of Farm Fresh. It covers really well. Hopefully we shouldn't have too much bleed through situation. Looks like Zeb sanded off some of the artwork that's on top. There is a star here I gotta get rid of, and then I can go ahead and paint it. All right, so I had to take that dresser out and put a coat of shellac on it because it had a ton of carving in the top. I didn't want it to bleed through. I'm gonna grab my mask and then I'm gonna go ahead and get this distressed while I'm waiting on that shellac to dry outside. This is a piece that Zeb did on our Saturday night haul. One of my employees actually already had it painted in aviary, and he used the grain sack stripe and beadboard, as well as the stencil here, Royal River Seamless. This is done in old school. DIY clear wax, we're just gonna seal up this cute little stool. I don't mind it, but if you're concerned about the powders getting all over the place and spreading a little bit, you can always seal it before you do the stencil on top. I like it when they blend a little bit. It also helps if you wait till the base coat is pretty dry. I let it dry overnight before I put the stencil on. Now here's the deal with DIY wax, and I haven't talked about it, I don't think, enough. Because this paint, if you use the DIY paint, it's clay-based. When you first put this wax on there, you're gonna notice that it's a little bit splotchy, but as the wax cures and you buff it, it will level out and you'll just get some highs and lows from the clay, which is what makes the paint so awesome. Okay, so I'm using DIY paint and Farm Fresh. I have my 1 1/4 paint pixie brush. This is just smaller than the biggest, which is 1 3/4. And I'm gonna give this a fresh coat of paint. Okay, now it's time to price smalls. I've got those projects drying. I'm gonna scoot this out of the way. This is our nativity. If you watch our Saturday Night Live this week, we finished waxing it. I'll drop that link below. We used apothecary and white wax. And these pieces here just all have price tags, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull those off. And then if there's any residue left over, I like to use just lemon oil. Any good lemon essential oil is good. And then I'll spray everything down with some window cleaner, wash it off good, then we'll get everything tagged. So I think eventually I'd like to have Zeb build a creche for it, but in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and mark it without one in case somebody has one or they like it displayed this way. See if that lemon oil is working, it's doing its magic. That's gonna need a little bit longer. Apparently that was a lofty goal to think that I would be out of here by 12. It's already 12 o'clock, but so my new goal is to be out of here by 1 because we have to leave at 2:30. And if I am running late, Zeb will start getting anxious. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these things tagged. I went ahead off camera and distressed and sealed the round table. The big dresser and like round side table that was prairie gray, those may not get finished in this video, but I got them done enough that I should be able to distress them. And then when Kathy comes in tomorrow, she can white wax and seal those up for me. For my tags, I like to use these big round tags if I need them to be seen on furniture, or in this case, probably with the nativity, just because I don't want somebody to miss it. Then I also use these little tags on items that are non-furniture, and then sometimes I just put the tags directly on the item, if that works. To distress it, I'm using my DeWalt Orbital Sander 220 sandpaper. It's got a little bit of white on it, but that's okay because this is getting white waxed. Now that I've got this all sanded, I removed most of the dust, and I'm gonna go ahead and clear wax it and then white wax it. This brush has a ton of white wax already on it, so I may not even have to white wax it. Okay, so it's 1:30. I have yet to put on makeup or do my hair, and I have to leave in 1 hour to get to the airport by 3. So I'm gonna take a brief video, show you guys what the Farm Fresh dresser looks like. I'll see if I can get Caitlin to throw me some pictures tomorrow so we can put them in the video so you can see what it looks like once it's buffed and waxed. But I'm pretty proud. I did the dresser, the side table, the other side table, and a bunch of smalls. And now I'm going to France. Here's a brief tour of kind of what the entryway looks like. Ignore the paper towels, I gotta get those. And we've got these chairs, they all go out front. It was super crazy to get those projects finished and get them in the shop, but they turned out great. I'm loving the way they look. If you're interested in achieving similar looks, go to JamiRayVintage.com. If you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more
DIY.
Hit the subscribe button.